Okay, welcome back to the KMTRADERS channel. We are currently looking to reanalyze the pair Euro-USD again. I previously did this last week, so just going to review it and then make another prediction of what I think will happen for this week. Okay, so just looking at the month, we can see like all my trend lines and my my levels that I've made. So if we take it down to the daily. So in the last previous video, I predicted that we was going down for a short if we made some retest of this trend line. So fortunately we didn't get that, so the trade would have been invalid, as we can see here. So just dragged it down on the 4-hour candle stick here. So as we can see, the following week was commencing this week here. So we drew this wedge pattern and we had a little breakout here, and this is where I assumed we could potentially be looking for a short, hence why we have this projection here tool of a stop loss ratio and take profit zone, but we couldn't manage to fulfill this trade just because what I was particularly looking for was a retest on this key level here. It's not that obvious, but this is my weekly zone here. So what I would have done to confirm this trade was looking at this how price action respected this line, and just in general, whenever key zones show sensitivity, it's a contributing factor that is part of my trading plan. If I do see some signs of sensitivity, I do look for the next stage in my plan. So if we have a look why this didn't fulfill, we'll just take it down on the hourly chart. And yeah, as we can see right here, I'll just change the color so it's a bit more obvious. So I'll do it in a dark blue. So we saw so this is where we left off on the previous video. We got up to this candle here. We had a formation which would show bearish momentum. Unfortunately, what I was looking for was a retest and some sell sensitivity. So what I mean by that is where price action basically bounces off this. So something like this, and then boom, and then my entry would be something like there in this key structure point here. But we didn't get that, and you can see what happened in the next 2 hours, which instantly didn't meet my criteria. So this candle was the next one. So this was an instant jump, and it basically crossed the key zone and it closed. So that's showing signs of momentum going in the opposite direction. Sorry, excuse me. And then to confirm this further, we managed to get pin bars underneath, and so if I just drag this out of the way and pop this here, we actually would, if we was now interpreting this as this on the 8th of April, I would now be looking to wait for some sort of retest to come back up here, and we managed to break the trend line, but we couldn't fulfill it ultimately very well, and it led to a position on a breakout in the upside. So this upside, what I would have done here is wait for price action to come and test one of my zones. So this is a zone here, so I'll label it here as blue again. and either I would wait for a retest here or along the line of the trend line. So we managed to get a retest eventually here, and just by price action alone, this massive pin bar here, plus the close above my key zone, gave me the would have given me the all heads up for this trade to go. Really, I would have potentially put my stop losses around here, and my take profit would have been the next key zone upwards, so something along this line here, and it did manage to go even higher. So it burst through this key zone level again, and we now look for a retest. So we have this retest very vaguely here. We are kind of closed below it. So I'll highlight it again. We closed below it, and then we rose up, and then we closed back down again. So it's I'm going to have to wait for further confirmation before we can predict further. But going on from of what we have now and the projection for this week, I am more likely convinced that we will reach our top level zone of our trend line that we made in the monthly or the weekly. So if I start to restructure everything, so I'm just removing the wedge pattern that we got right here. So we have a positive upwards momentum, and I would draw something along like this now, something like that. So we got so the reason why I'm drawing this trend line and why it's valid, we get in a 1 touch here, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4th touch, and we can see the next structure high is this. So what I would perhaps do is draw a zone level here. So this zone level here is just going to prove to me that we have some sensitivity. So what I would want to see is what would happen here on this key zone on this key zone here. If we can find some sort of strength where we continue to go on a bullish run, then my take profits would be around this zone here. However, if we find some rejection from this line, so if we look to, if price starts to do something like this, and boom, downwards, my my take profits would be around the bottom of this trend line. So yeah, we just have to look and see how the news plans out and how price action takes this one out. But I am looking for what happens around this area really. So if we take it back down to the hour, one other key thing that we could do is plot another zone level here. So if I was to go and take this, just bite the bullet and just go really risky, I would perhaps do something like that, just very quickly. This would be a very I would probably put this on a very low risk, so a lot size wise. But I need, for ultimate validation, I would need to see some sort of price sensitivity. We do have 4 pin bars here, so this is why my projection would be something like this. I think something like this would happen, and like that. So that would be one scenario. The other potential scenario that it just goes, honestly, it just goes up, but obviously it doesn't go up exactly, probably does something like that. a next retest. So I probably would actually wait for a next retest. Sorry. So wait for what happens up here. See if it does push higher. Make a retest on this zone again, and then look for the entry point to go higher. And I would potentially look something like this. So I would keep my stop losses short and aim for something like that. Not too just want to get my profits in and out and replicate if we can get multiple trades in. So that is my prediction for the Euro USD on this this week's video. Like I said, I'll do this again next week and we'll review it from there. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.